Hi, this is Ini,
Hey, this is Nangah.
and welcome to Our Take.
Hey guys, so for today's episode, we're gonna be talking about misogynoir. Noir. Noir. It's supposed to be
And
noir.
noir, misogynoir.
Noir.
If you don't know what misogynoir is, it's actually a term coined by the queer Black feminist Moya Bailey in 2010. The term is a blending of concepts that combines misogyny and the French word for black, which is noir. So basically, stripped down, it's sexism towards Black women, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So you might wonder, why don't we just call it sexism? Why is
Or why
there,
don't we just call it misogyny?
right? Why don't we just call it misogyny? Why is that a separate term? Well, if you look into the earliest feminist movements, a lot of these movements did not have room for Black women.
Or women of color in general.
Right. A lot of the people who were the figureheads of the movement were racist or didn't.
White women.
Right, racist white women whose fathers, brothers, uncles, aunties probably were plantation owners. So the interests of Black women were the least of their concern. And it's a pretty interesting dynamic because if you look at it, Black women had to face racism for everybody who's not Black, and then they face sexism from everyone who's not a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even sexism from their own race. So
Yep.
that in that that sense, Black women kind of get the short end of the stick.
Very short. Very, very short.
Right. So have we
So yeah.
ever experienced misogynoir? So when people ask me things like, have you ever experienced misogynoir? Have you ever experienced racism? Have you ever experienced sexism? It's kind of like I'm a black girl, I'm a Black woman. So those things are just kind of the norm for me. And I just learn to grow up and navigate around it rather than
Yeah.
stating specific instances.
When people ask me, I can state specific incidents, but I feel like it's so normal, like you said, that like when you ask me, I'm just like, well, yeah, well, that's my whole life.
Right.
So like, I mean, the embodiment of my life that I've been through, it's basically, all those isms
Exactly.
that we see.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it feels like in this day of society, I've seen people say that Black women are like the least wanted, group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And, that kind of like deteriorates like not even older Black women, but like younger girls that are Black
Mm-hmm.
that look at these things and they're like, oh my gosh, I am not the beauty standard and I am not like at the top or whatever. Not that you need to be at the top or whatever. I feel like it's not a competition, but there are people that do make it a competition, which makes others, feel
Right. And I
sometimes.
think that especially when you get into the nitty gritty of misogynoir, colorism also plays a big part because
Mm,
it's often like the darker you are, the least desired as a Black woman you are as well. And
right.
there's also other nuances like texturism, featureism. The more Black features you have as a woman, or
Afrocentric or something.
yeah, exactly, Afrocentric features, the coilier your hair is, the less desirable you are as a woman.
Yeah.
And that's kind of ingrained in Black girls from the time they are really young, and it's a very sad thing to see.
Yeah. Like there was always like for personally, like I would get a perm because my hair was, you know, too like unkept. But like I see like a lot of non-black people with the messy bun or whatnot, and that's just a cute style. Well, why can't I wear my afro? Like the afro is styled and the messy bun is just not. So I
Just
didn't
drawn
under
up, yeah.
yeah, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, and it's the thing with colorism is that, especially for Black people, if you see it, like within the Black community, like especially the way Eurocentric standards have projected onto the Black community, it's
Mm,
kind of like the darker you are, the more masculine you appear, the more emasculated you are.
yeah, and I just want to like point out like the whole Eurocentric and Afrocentric thing. When people started using these terms, it really didn't make sense to me just because of the fact that the Black race is just such a diverse race. I feel like
Exactly.
the Eurocentric, if you think that the Eurocentric features are like a sharper nose or like, I don't know, like blue eyes, or like there are Black people that are born like that. I feel like, you know, Africa is known as the birthplace of humanity.
Mhm.
So I feel like the Eurocentric and Afro, I feel like it's just like features that people have, and instead of like labeling them, I feel like it's just what it is, you know. But people tend to just break that down when it comes to like Black women, and just try to break this down, and you have this, and because you have that, then you're not as attractive as another race would be.
I feel it's important to note that, like in Africa, like those so-called like Afrocentric features develop, like, the wider nose and the darker skin, they like scientifically developed as adaptations to the environment. And then uh, European people, those Eurocentric features like narrower noses and lighter skin developed as an adaptation to their colder environments. So it was just like anything that's closer to, like, I don't know, being like, being Black is not a monolith. Everybody has like different features of Black person, but anything that fits the mold of being stereotypically Black is looked down
Mhm.
upon.
And
So
yeah,
like, yeah, as I was saying, like, the darker you are, the more emasculated you're viewed as a Black woman. And that's also very detrimental, because it's like, as a girl or a woman, you want to be looked at as a woman, especially
hmm,
if you identify as one, you want to be looked at as a woman. So being emasculated is just, it's not a good feeling, especially
yeah.
because people, Black women tend to get emasculated. There's this thought that, that they're always strong, that they can handle everything for themselves. That
And yeah, that's
Mhm.
any other woman. A Black woman has feelings. Black women have soft spots. Black women cannot be the backbone of everyone on this earth as much as you want them to be, because at the end of the day, Black women will break down. Black women have been neglected by their partners. Like literally, like we were talking about Megan the Stallion the other day, and how she is just like treated in the industry because of her height and the fact that she's a Black woman. And I really didn't understand why, because she's, I think, 5'10", and she's called a stallion, and she's like called a man or transgender when she's not. But like, no shade to Kendall Jenner. I love Kendall Jenner, but Kendall Jenner is also 5'10", and she's a model. She's seen as a gorgeous person, which she obviously is. But I don't know where the same energy is for Megan, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's like, Megan Thee Stallion. She's a very
Mm-hmm.
beautiful woman,
That's my
person, and she has the features, people align with Black women. She's very beautiful, but the thing is that, I don't know, like we were talking about people, during the Toy Lane situation, people were emasculating her,
Mhm.
um, calling her a trans.
People were worrying about Kylie. I'm just like, Kylie's not the one that got shot. I don't know why the news is on Kylie. Like, she's a very beautiful figure. Connect. She did not, Kylie didn't get her foot shot at. So,
Right. And they were kind of like, they were like, kind of blaming her for the whole situation, you know, for her getting shot in the foot by Tory Lanez, saying that she was harassing him.
Yeah, it's always if Black women weren't so aggressive, like what?
Yeah.
What
And
sense does that make? I feel like any woman in this earth can be aggressive if they want to.
right. And I feel like a really huge thing that plays into misogynoir is that people love, you could say that people love Black features now or whatever, but they always love it when it's not on Black women. You know,
Like, yeah.
you know the Kardashians before, you know, after they had, I guess, past surgery or whatever, they have they have bigger lips, which is typically your Afrocentric feature, bigger butts, curvier bodies, which is associated with Black women as well. But you see them on women like Megan Thee Stallion, and then she's called manly. But on women like the Kardashians, it's ideal, you know.
Yeah.
So
And that just goes to show like the disrespect that Black women get in this society, right? Like even with like the Breonna Taylor case, her name was made a joke.
Right.
I won't say that obviously George Floyd, like that was the case, like that should never happen and all of that. But the way that our society handled both cases, I felt like Brianna was just done a little bit dirtier, you know, because not comparing just because of the fact that people made fun of her name, the whole song, and people were just like, there's just so much behind.
There's so much performative activism.
They weren't like a Black woman got shot and died. It was more like everyone was trying to fight the fact that maybe the police were in the wrong, you know.
Yeah, and with like Breonna Taylor, like people, you guys have probably heard it. You know, the TikTok sound is like arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor, and it's like that really did nothing for Breonna Taylor. It was people were using it like performative activism. It's just like you make it seem like you care, but you're not doing anything for Breonna.
Yeah, because her murderers are still out there.
Yeah, and then people just like, it's like you're just making it a joke when it's like Black death is not something to be made a joke out of.
Yeah, so I feel like as a society, I feel like we need to just show a lot more respect to, you know, your Black female counterparts, because as personally, and I feel like a lot of Black women can relate, Black women really don't feel loved in this society as much as they should, and I feel like that's a problem. I feel like everyone should just show Black women some love, whether it's just saying, "Hey, your hair looks nice today," or "You look nice today," or whatever. I feel like some love needs to be shown, because these days and throughout the centuries of throughout the history of this country, Black women have not been shown respect. So I feel like we need to like amp that up, you know. And women in general, just respect women and don't be racist. And that's just it. And that's the tea. So we'll end it.
But even deeper with misogynoir is it's really sad because you even see this in hospitals where in the medical field, because there's such a low amount of Black people within the medical field, that you see a lot of maternal mortality and injury rates are higher for Black females, irrespective of income and education, according to the Black Women Health Imperative. So Black women are 3 to 4 more times more likely to die from pregnancy-related complications than white women, and 3 to 4 more times more likely to suffer from severe disability resulting from childbirth than white women. And that also stems from the belief that Black women are always strong and they can endure everything. Like there's a kind of medical conception that Black people feel pain to a lesser degree, or don't feel the same symptoms as normal people. So misogyny even run that deep.
So I think we can just end it here saying that Black women, please go to medical school and save Black women's lives.
If you want
Save
to,
other-
you know,
No, go to
for
medical
it.
school. If you want to, if you really want to, go to medical school, because that statistic is absolutely horrifying, and I do not want to go through that, or I do not want anyone to go through that is Black. And number two, everyone, please show Black women some love. And yeah.
Exactly. So that's all for today, folks. I hope you have a lovely week. We'll catch you next time, where we will be talking about the struggles of being a first-generation African American.
Please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share with your friends, and comment down below. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.